best drivers from across the planet have come to Saudi Arabia for the second ever outing of Formula Labs. Hello everyone and welcome to Jeddah, coming to you from your host Rankas1 here, joined by the one and only Soda Soaker, one of the best boat racers ever to exist. Hello.
Hello, we're gonna have a very interesting race today here at Jeddah in Formula Labs. It's only the second race here, only the second race in the league so far. So we have a few early expected front runners, but there's still a lot to learn about all the drivers here today.
True.
Cool.
And I think let me get a quick view of the track map here as well, so everybody can see the beautiful track we are working here today with. It's supposed to be nighttime, but because the camera is like so far up into the atmosphere, like night and day, they like kind of blend in together. So it's like somehow it's all lit up. But let me just maybe ascend down a little bit so we can like get you guys a little cool track view, like sector by sector. So guys can see we have absolutely cooked the track here. Blipdash did some crazy work. I helped out with some building as well. And I think the results here that they have with the track looks quite amazing. I'll do a quick flyover of the track. Meanwhile, Soda can maybe fill us in on like what we can maybe expect from today, what we can expect to see.
It's gonna be a very chaotic race here today. It's a very precise track, very easy to lose a lot of time to your opponents, but it can also be quite difficult to overtake with the tight lines. So it's going to be a very close race, but hopefully DRS can assist with those overtaking opportunities here at Jeddah.
True. And when mentioning DRS, we actually have two DRS zones in F1. There is three, but the first DRS zone, we did some testing and it didn't seem to it seemed to be pretty bad. So we just ditched the first DRS, and instead of that, we have the DRS2 that's turned into DRS1 here. As showed on the stream, you can see it is the activation detection zone. If you're like within like 0.65 seconds to like 1.25, I think is the delta. If you're like between that,
Yeah,
you go through into this, it will give you DRS detected, and then like all the way through into turn 25 here, you will like get your activation. So you have an auto speed, and you have to somehow try to manage it when going into the wall tap of turn 27 here. We can see this kid doesn't know what he's doing, but here there is some ice that helps you do some wall tapping here. So maybe if you wait just a little bit, we can see boom, boom. That's how it works. And as the wall tap into another DRS detection zone, which is gonna be activated super fast, like few blocks after it. And then they have a beautiful DRS zone here going into the start-finish line. Wow.
for sure. We could definitely see a lot of double overtakes with that back-to-back DRS. That first DRS, a little bit harder to use than the second one. A lot easier on the very long start-finish straight going into turn one. But adjusting the braking zone to that extra speed you get from DRS will be very difficult for some of the drivers out there.
For sure. Let me actually should probably maybe talk about our drivers here as well, as we have quite a list of here today.
Yeah, no, we have a very strong set of drivers here today. We have Kaiser, possibly a more surprising driver to be among the top of the pre-race practice times, but you have some more familiar faces like Pepe Yoshi. You have Blipdash around trying to get redemption for his very costly mistake out at Bahrain. But yeah, we have a lot of very strong drivers, and Cookie Munchers recently signing Mafiosa. So they are expected to possibly extend their championship lead even more in the team standings today.
True, yeah, that's a really big signing update. As yeah, Cookie Munchers expected to run away with it. We will see what can happen. Blipdash also here back for redemption. And
yeah, no, but Blip will want to try getting his name in this championship fight after the unfortunate DNF from Bahrain after he forgot to pit on the last lap. Very costly mistake, but so easy to forget that during the heat of the moment in racing for that win, which he very, very possibly could have taken away from Gila. But we will have qualifying starting very, very shortly here
True. As
at
we are
Jeddah,
getting the
Q1.
final preparations in, and it's gonna get loaded super shortly. In the meantime, maybe we can talk in the chat here. People are wishing Happy Easter. Happy Easter, true indeed.
Happy
Yeah.
Easter to everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully there's not gonna be like any mess on the track today. I don't know.
Well, hopefully
We'll
not.
see.
Hopefully no.
But yeah, we can see we can see Piccola in the chat here. Hello. Who will be racing? So I'll go through the practice times so far. So right now, Crumcat is the guy who has the best time set on this track so far, which is 1 minute 14 second point 55, which is the world record on this track. Followed by Oni Kaiser, as mentioned, in second place, just one tick away from Crumcat. Then a few tenths after them is Paper Yoshi and 32 Chilo fighting for the third spot. And as you guys can see, the quali has been loaded. All the people are now on the grid there. As my frames are dropping a little bit because there is just so many people and boats in one place. As I switch my camera, you can see there's just a huge ball of people there.
Huge pile of drivers getting ready to qualify here, with the top 34 being promoted from Q1 to Q2, and they have only 3 laps to try set a good enough time for that top 34. So it will definitely be tricky for some, a lot easier for others in this early qualifying session. We expect Crumb, the likes of Rona Kaiser, Pepe Yoshi, top 3 in the pre-race practice leaderboard to easily get out of this qualifying session, but a lot of others may struggle to make that top 34 cut. And we get qualifying starting in 10 seconds now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and they are released.
So only 3 laps to set a good time here. 3 laps is gonna be really difficult to manage here, as we are on board with Jolly the Duck here, looking how everybody is just, oh my. We can see Blipdash here. He's one of the, I believe Blip got the best turn 1 here. He's expected to set the best time so far because he's like nobody is like close to him. If he go over to the main camera here, you can see turn 1 really messing people up. This is one of the hardest tracks I believe ever on the calendar, because it's just super precise driving. A little one mistake here and there will just cost you a lot of time. But Blip
no, for sure. It's a very, very punishing track if you make just a slight mistake here. But Blip showing that he's driving clean, driving to the limit without making the mistakes that some of his behind him may have made, and is taking a very early lead in Q1. Hopefully getting himself promoted to Q2 straight away, taking the pressure off him a little. But you have a few further down, you have Crumcat losing, I'd say, about 1.5 seconds to Blip at the moment. So he'll definitely be looking to improve from his first lap, among with the absolute massive drivers behind, all so close to one another, all trying to get that top 34 to advance.
So we can we loaded in the qualification leaderboard here, and we can see Blipdash just set a 1 minute 15.15. So that's it's like
Very
half a
strong
second
time
behind the world record, but it's still a really solid time. If it were to put this time on the actual leaderboard, then this time would slot him, I believe, in P7. So that's a really solid time. I believe Q2 is locked in for him for sure. Also, we can see Crumcat here already on 1 second improvement. So if he can lock in here, I mean, Krumket right now in fourth. If he can capitalize on this 1 second improvement, he's gonna be golden for the rest of Q1 as well here, as they're going
Yeah,
in
for
for
sure.
this turn 17 walt tap.
Yeah, no,
Going through the
Crum will definitely
chicanes.
wanna. He has lost a little bit. He's now only 0.6 up, but either way, just any improvement from him should solidify his
What?
place in
And he's
Q2.
gained it back somehow, up to
He has
0.95
gained it
again.
back. 0.95. Wow. So he has a lot of time to gain, and I feel like he's definitely going to be in the fight for pole when we get to Q3. And Mafio's are beside him, not managing to improve, but is already P2, so he should already be fine as well.
As you can see, Krum
Crum
has
0.3
sniped
behind.
the P2 for now on the qualifying leaderboard here with time of 1 minute 15 second point 45. Really respectable
Very strong
time.
time.
Also puts you into the top 7, 8, 9 as well. Really high up on the leaderboard. So that's for sure Q1 secured.
Yeah, no, doing a time trial, that's one thing, but getting it into a actual qualifying heat, that's a whole new thing. You feel a little more pressure than just driving alone. So getting that lap down, that'll definitely help relieve any stress that he might be feeling. And Blip making a mistake on his final lap, but it shouldn't affect his pole desires too much, as he will definitely get promoted to Q2.
Also here we can see Pegaloli improving on a 1 second improvement right here. He's our top 5 driver in terms of leaderboard time so far. So his 1 second save here is gonna be a lot of help him. He's already somewhat high up on the qualification board right now. He's in top 10, but believe those extra 1 seconds here that he's gonna save here probably is gonna help him a lot. He seems to have scraped it a little bit, puts him more down
He
on
did a
the
little, yeah.
yeah, but it's still gonna help him improve a little bit as he jumps to P8 here. That's gonna be something. And I believe Q1 is over. Am I correct?
Q1 is now over, yeah. So Piggle definitely, he showed a lot of potential there. Although he did only finish with a 0.3 improvement, I think, he did at one point have a whole second to improve. So he's got a lot of time left in him. Hopefully he can produce that for Q3.
Seeing Zoom
But
right
for
now
now, his
live
luck wasn't
sniping
up.
the P10 spot as well. And maybe on no, surprise for me at least is Newkidov we can see in P17 right now.
Yeah, that's great for him. He's definitely a newer driver, but I think he's put quite a bit of time to practice for this race. So I think he's gonna be aiming as high as he possibly can, trying to get into that Q3, trying to possibly even snipe a top 15, top 10 maybe, if he performs it well enough into Q3. There's a lot of chaos could definitely happen in Q3 with only just one lap to perform. So
And in QT,
we
I believe
will.
they only have 2 laps, correct?
Yeah, Q2 you have 2 laps, Q3 you have 1 lap. So
Yeah, so
the
with
pressure will definitely
each
increase.
qualification, the pressure will only rise.
Of course, it can get very, very nerve-wracking for a lot of people. So trying to get a good lap off as soon as possible in these, like getting a good lap on your first lap in Q2 will definitely help settle those nerves a little going into Q3. I think we should be just about finishing Q1 any second now. Just waiting for a few people to cross the line.
Maybe I can see here. Yeah, it's Bobman is the guy who we're waiting for here, who's gonna soon be crossing the finish line. If I just go here, maybe we can see him. Boom. I believe they got tired of waiting. They just insta finished it, so we can move on to the Q2 here. Or maybe I just missed the guy.
Yeah,
Maybe. But yeah,
perhaps.
let's
So
see.
only the top 50 will race. So unfortunately, that means a few people won't be able to race featuring Walter. He missing
Oh,
out again in 51st place. That is 51st yet again. That is very unfortunate for him. But we'll move on. We'll move on to Q2 here. 34 drivers in this heat, and only the top 17 will advance.
Top 17 advance. And how many we have in this queue? Sorry.
We have 34 drivers.
34.
Wow, I sold!
What?
Sorry. I trolled the announcement, but it's fine.
Oh.
So yeah, top 44 in this heat, 2 laps to try get themselves into Q3 for that 1 lap shootout for pole position. As we see everyone start their laps. And who will come out ahead through turn 1?
A7 getting the best turn 1
Legendary.
here. Really impressive.
Another member of that Cookie Munchers team, perhaps not as expected to do well as Mafiosa or Gilo, who I don't think is actually here today. But he is proving to be very quick here as he starts out Q2 in the lead as Blip and Martin try chasing there. Very, very precise driving here as Martin gets punished by taking the apex too tight. So that'll ruin his lap.
Bleep Dash now in the lead to set another banger time here.
Legendary going up, carrying a bit more speed, but loses it on the exit. As Mafiosa and Crumb overtake him. But this top 3, very, very expected to do well here. Blip, Mafiosa, and Crumbcat. But Legendary trying to spoil that party in the top 3. Side by side with the top 3 as they cross the line to finish their first lap. Only a 15.65 by Crumb, which is 0.5 slower than what Blip managed in Q1. So they definitely have a lot of time remaining for their second lap here in Q2. As Legendary messes up turn 1, he will not improve this lap.
So does Alt and Martinitus.
Oh, Martin messed up too?
Yeah, that's gonna be real bad for him.
He may be out in Q2 then after his first lap went disastrously with a crash. So he'll be trying to get... I don't actually see him. He must have made a big mistake.
I believe he made the mistake 2 laps in a row, so that's gonna be really ouchy for him.
He's 1.2 behind right now, but he will be able to gain that back where he crashed last time and lost a lot of time. Legendary crashing again, but his time should be good enough to promote him to Q3. As we have Zine and Paper Yoshi both improving by about 0.4. Zine up 0.2 up.
But Chromcat cooking with a half-second improvement here. Chromcat right now the leader of Q2 here, as they are Chromcat and
0.85 up. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a very strong time. 15.05, beating Blip's Q1 time by a 10th. So he's showing to Blip Dash that he's in this fight as well. He's not gonna let Blip run away with this one like he could have done last race if he didn't forget to pit. I hate bringing it up, but so yeah, Martin knocked out after those 2 big mistakes. As only top 17 will get promoted. He's in P22 right now. Okay. And that is the end of Q2. We have New Kiddo knocked out. Martin knocked out. But other than that, not too many big names knocked out, I don't think. We have Honor Kaiser, who got P3 that heat. Possibly a more surprising driver to be among the top few aiming for pole, but his practice time definitely shows he has the pace to fight Crom and Blip for that pole position.
And now 10 seconds to go. This final Q3 heat now is where the top 17 get settled. They only have 1 lap to set the banger time. So it's pretty much alone in a sprint race if you really think about it. Because
for sure,
they only have 1 lap. So as they are going into the turn 1 here, let me get the onboard camera.
They cannot afford mistakes here.
Oh, and some people are selling like Timonatic,
Honor Kaiser
Sharfy, Picalola In the meantime, Onikaiser and
Onakaiser and
Goldenex and Krumcat
Gunness.
cooking here
Oh,
more
but
fronts.
Crumcat with a much better line, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Taking a big lead early on with Zoom, P2. Blip Dash fighting him a big gap that Crum has built already, though. Only halfway through the lap at this point. It's Tommy going a little
Going
deep,
wide,
but
yeah.
Zine possibly gaining a little bit on Crum there at the hairpin. As they go through here onto the wall tap. Zine is now side by side. A little more speed than Crumcat, possibly just about overtaking him. Zine, a very surprising face here to be fighting for pole as he stays side by side with Crumcat through this big left-hander through turn 25 and 26 into the wall tap. You can easily lose a lot of time here. Crum gaining on Zine there, and he will take pole position here at Saudi Arabia with a 15.3. Definitely a very respectable time to do in just one lap. But Onakaiser, after his early good start, dropping down to last in Q3, so he will only start P17. He has a lot to gain. But wow, Zoom. Very unexpected to be on the front row. That is very impressive from him.
Yeah,
And
this is
Satomi
gonna
as
be
well,
a really
ahead of Mafioso.
good news for the Sigma Grindset team here, since.
Oh my! Can we just get rid of that team? Like, oh my!
But I mean, they are like really fighting Sigma Grindset in 4th place overall in the team standing. So they are not that far. Like they're only like, if I calculate correctly, it's like I don't know, 39 points behind. So
See,
if they get a good race here, then Sigma Grindset looking to farm some absolute points here.
yeah, possibly another team that could be fighting the Cookie Munchers after that really good qualifying with, of course, Zine on and Vanwave, of course.
Yeah, Vanwave are right now in 2nd place team, but they have Paper and Blip both qualifying in 3rd and 4th, so that's gonna be a really solid start for their team as well.
Yeah, of course you had Blip not scoring last race, so the fact that P2, even with them, like, their fastest driver making such a mistake is very impressive. So they are definitely in the fight for this team championship, even so early in the season.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, they also have Ildis Amor in P7. That's one more driver for Vanwave. So they have 3 drivers in the top 7. That's really impressive to see.
For sure, yeah. We had some very good qualifiers and a very interesting qualifying session, as expected, with this very tricky track.
If
But
there's a track to expect a lot of spice and action, then this is Jeddah, because the turn 1 here is the most trickiest turn 1, I think, out of all the tracks maybe in the calendar. Like,
I think so, yeah.
It's such a risky turn. You never know what's gonna happen with this turn. Like, you can be calculating it perfectly, taking it a bit safe, but you know, maybe your paddle is just a bit, I don't know, not the best today, and just it's not gonna be a great day.
Yeah, no, it's very risky. A lot of drivers deciding to slightly block stop the curb. But yeah, it's almost impossible to get every single lap, so expect a lot of mistakes from a lot of people during this 22 lap race here at Jeddah.
Yeah, going over the starting grids here real fast, we can see Crum in 1st, Scene in 2nd, Paper Yoshi 3rd, Blip in 4th, Tumni 5th, Mafiosa 6th, Iltisamor in 7th, Keeper Lime in 8th, Pickle in 9th, Killer Roll 10th, Goldenex 11, Omega Mist 12, Legendary A7 in 13, 14, Gaspus Sec 15, Sharfi, 16th Demonatic, 17th Onikaiser, 18th Mindcrime, 19th Onidalas, 20 is Dogska, 21 Niugido with the Freebird guy hat here. Oh my, Martinitus in P22, Sandros 23, 24 Ferrari, 25 Jolly the Dog, 26 Deca, 27 Alt, Lucy Gold 28, Pikachu 29, Iced 11, 30, 31 APW8, Anonymous Octo and 32, 33 Kinju, Washi 34, and you can see 35 we have Adam's Apples himself here rocking a Adam's Matrix in Snow White. I have not seen such car in ages. Oh my. 36 Dr. Spots, 37 Mr. Cactus, 32 Talvi, 39 Julian Cool, and P30 is Plotek as the
10-second countdown now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As all the drivers will get released here from taking the lead off pole, Yoshi will try get past Crumb's Ghost to try get into tandem here in turn 1, but he makes a slight mistake.
Bale going wide a little bit. Killer, Sandros, all getting killed there. New Kiddo getting a pretty decent launch here. New Kiddo going up to P15.
Also, Tommy making a mistake here. Bumping a few people. As we see, honestly, not too much chaos among the top drivers.
Yeah, you can see the teammates of Paper Yoshi and Blipte just chilling in tandem.
Yeah, they've been teammates in a lot of leagues. They'll know how to work together and will very quickly need to try get past Zine to bring the fight to Crumb. As Zine is already dropping back 1.2 seconds behind Crumb, meaning he will not get DRS after the first lap of like grace period for DRS.
Yeah, so all the watchers here for lap 1, DRS is off, but after that, DRS is on.
Yeah. So, of course, it's very late into lap 2 where it will actually get activated. So it gives Crumb a bit more time to extend his gap, as Zine has closed the gap a little bit as we head onto lap 2. Few early pitters.
Crumb going a bit wide here. That's gonna give him a bit of slowdown and see him catching up a little bit. You can see Sharfi up and all in P5. That's a massive jump. I believe Sharfi started from in P15 or something, or maybe even higher.
That was around there, yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's had a great start here, as he will try and close up to Blip and Yoshi to try get that DRS to protect him from Demonatic behind. But Zine really trying to get the DRS on Crumb here through these really tight turns through turn 18 now. Into these very, very small S's, but you can easily lose a lot of time if you just overturn, lose a bit of speed. As Zine doesn't get DRS, Blip Dash does, which means Yoshi will have to fall out of tandem to Blip. Blip will try to go around the outside of Zine here, doesn't quite manage it. He'll wait for the DRS on the next straight, which he does get, and he should have a much easier overtake on Zine as he flies past. But can he hold it into turn 1 with his extra speed? And both make it through clean. Very well done by Blip Dash, as he'll use his tandem to try move past Zine and try allow his teammate Paper Yoshi behind to also overtake Zine as he chases down Crumb for the lead. Wow. A lot of action. But that's what we expected around here. It's already
a back marker, but they can't see it.
Yeah, some people a little bit off the pace here, as we said previously, it's a very tricky trick, so that's not quite a surprise. But thankfully, they will not interfere these leading drivers. As Zine is almost losing that tandem to Blip already.
Zine going a bit wide here. He probably let the coast through, so Zine right now in third.
Will he get DRS? He will not. He dropped too far back from Blip to get DRS. So that could leave him vulnerable to Paper Yoshi soon. Very interesting. Blip will be wanting his teammate to make that position to try and get a double podium for his team to chase down Cookie Munches in the team standings and
Bit
try
of
to.
action going on. Oh wait, what is this new kid all the way up in P9? That's as he bonks the
Yeah,
walls
wow.
there, and loses one
Oof.
position, but still seems to be cooking. All his practice seems to have paid off so far. I don't know how many bitters we have. At least in the top 19 aren't any bitters, but also I don't believe
Yeah.
many people do bidding in FL early on, so something to note down as
Yeah.
well.
No, yeah, pits aren't as much needed in FL as they are in maybe some other leagues you might have watched. But because we have the Delta ghosting, which means any slower back markers won't affect the racing. So pits are mainly for trying to overtake the people around you by undercutting, using their better pace to overtake them by the time they pit in reaction to the undercut. So definitely a very strategic game that we have today at Jeddah. Is Paper Yoshi now at turn 1 fighting Zine almost neck and neck now through the early part of this track in Sector 1. As they go into 7, 8, and 9. Just equal, absolutely. Both of them are with the exact same pace almost. Just both pulling off these lines so well. But it looks like Zine is slowly inching ahead. Possibly with a little bit better pace than Yoshi through the wall tap. Extending his very small gap immediately, but Yoshi will hold on with a little extra speed. Oh, and Zine looks to have made a mistake here as he'll drop out of tandem, and
Ooh, that's
that
really
was
bad.
not good. That he will be nowhere near DRS, and Yoshi will fly off as he enters lap 5 with Crumb. Oh, enters lap 6 even with Crumb still in the lead, but Blip is slowly closing that gap.
Also, we can see Pickle going into the pit here, I believe. No?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
One of the quicker drivers, and I think one of the few people to do a very early pit here, trying to undercut the drivers around him. Thinks he has better pace than those fellow drivers that he was fighting with, and pits into some really nice clean air. It's a
Yeah.
very good strategy from him.
Pickle now all
But
the way up in P16 now. Crazy.
yeah, he's the first of the single pitters with the fastest lap as well. So he's definitely gonna be catching the people that he is around with Sanderus and Sinhu. However you say that. But he has possibly a fewer slow drivers in front of him, which he will make the most of DRS to try and overtake.
Blip is getting a little slow down on the turn 1, but not affecting him too much. Pickle, in the meantime, getting a DRS ready here. Let's see, is he gonna make some moves? I believe he's already in tandem with Sandros. It's gonna give him a tandem battle here for sure. He seems to be capitalizing on it as he's going in for another pit stop.
Pits again.
Another pit
Very
stop.
surprising.
Yeah.
He gets the overtake done, but decides he doesn't want to fight Sanders. That's not what he's here for. He just wants to get his pits out the way and just focus on his driving rather than his strategy. So he'll have 16 laps without any pits as we see him exit the pit lane into a little bit of possible traffic
here.
with
There's Killerol in front
Onakaiser.
of him, but Killerol is coasted.
Yeah. But Onakaiser and P18 will possibly slow him down a little. Which is not what Piggle would have liked. But if we look at the front few drivers, the gaps seem to be staying quite equal. Which, oh, is Crom actually? Crom makes a mistake at turn 1, meaning Blip Dash is now in tandem. What?
Oh.
That's the thing with Blip actually forced out now. But he's definitely gained a lot on Crom with that mistake at turn 1. So he'll try keep this distance to Crom to get that DRS later in the lap and try and make a move for P1 in the race here at lap 8. Not quite at half race distance yet, but so definitely closing on each other. 1.05 for gap, 1.1. It'll be very close if he gets DRS or not. He doesn't quite get it. Crom is pushed a little bit more to try break that DRS, and he has managed it just about through the first DRS zone. But can he keep it through the second? It's very close, but I think he's got the final turn a lot better than Blip, and yeah, he survives despite that mistake at turn 1 the previous lap. Will he get it this time? He does. So despite that mistake, he's managed to fight his way to it being not too punishing. Very well done from Crom adapting to that mistake of his, but managing to keep the lead.
In the meantime, if you're looking at the overall scoreboard, we can see one of the teams really shining today is really OneWave team, as they are currently holding on to P2, P3, and also P7 and P8. So even if some of the drivers were to have like an engine failure or something, then there is still, like, keep in mind, only the 2 top drivers of the team actually score points. The rest are just holding the other teams behind in terms of scoring points. So them having all their 4 drivers in top 8, that's a really beautiful sight to see, and that's gonna be playing in their favor for sure, since the Cookie Munchers, the current number 1 team in the standings, they're nowhere to be seen in the top 10. To be fair, Mafiosa has done 1 pit, and I don't have much info on the pitters here. I could maybe try to get a scoreboard for myself here so I can see better more the pitters and stuff, as I try to open up another tab for myself as I scroll down here, and I read that for Cookie Munchers, no, it seems they're just having a bad day today, since legendary A7 is with 0 bits, 1 minute behind that Gromcat, 0 bits in P24. Seems to be he might have had to disconnect today or something. It's gonna be really.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate from legendary. That possibly just a lot of mistakes, but very well could have been
maybe we can get
some technical issues.
Maybe we can get some words in from their team advisor Mariana later on.
Yeah, for sure. Would very much like to hear what happens as he does pit, but I think he's definitely going for damage reduction here at Jeddah, as his 2 teammates will probably be scoring the points for the team, as Nuke and Mafiosa are quite a far bit ahead of him.
True. Also another team. Oh wait, I believe we have a fight over our hands. Let me try to get the camera onto Scene Zoom, as Scene Zoom is, I think, fighting with... No, it's Timonatic and... Oh, I don't have a camera for that. Let me just spectate Timonatic here. As Timonatic and Sharif are like super close to each other, trying to fight. At least according to my info here. Yeah, Timonatic only 1 second behind. He's in a distance to possibly get the DRS and try to make some moves happen, as they are going into the turns 17 Voltep here, getting it clean. And going through the turns of 18, 19, 20, 21, all of those exiting the sector too, as they're now we're gonna get TRS check, and
It is
TRS
close
ready
enough.
is ready. It's gonna be activated real soon here as he's crossing the thingy, and boom, you can see there is a lot of action here, people going left and right, but Demonatic holding on to Sheriff, not letting him go, getting
Gets
another
that
DRS
second
here.
dose for DRS.
Yeah, as they are
To
going
fly past.
over the turn 1 here into turn 1. We can see Demonatic actually inching ahead here. That's gonna put him in P5 for now. I believe they're still in tandem. I really need to get the second camera for it. This can see. Oh, Sharif has been completely left behind. Sharfy here is, I believe, 2 seconds behind him. So yeah, Demonatic just scored few positions. I mean, 1 position for the Sigma Grindset team. So that's +1 position for them. Also, I believe Sigma Grindset here, we can see their top 2 drivers so far, Sinzum and Demonatic, in terms of times, if we are not calculating the pits. You can see they are all the way up in P4 and P5, Sinzum and Demonatic. There is a little bit of a gap between the teammates, about like 5 seconds here, but Demonatic is, I mean, he has greener right now. All he has to do is just time trial a little bit and keep the pace up. So there's not gonna be any undercutting happening from the rest of the grid. Also, I believe Onikaiser was also in Sigma Grindset. He has done both of his bits, and he's all the way down in P21, but 2 bits down and only 1 minute behind, I believe. So Onikaiser is looking to be really strong here. I'm not sure. Do I have any idea on the pit delta here? If we could do like some quick
It's
math.
about 22, I believe.
Okay, so that will put Onikaiser maybe like 20 seconds behind, which will put him actually like near the top 5, 6, 7. So
That's exactly what Onokaiser wanted. He's gone for a slightly different strategy than most, but with his poor qualifying, which he definitely will feel like he should have done better with, he's definitely making a comeback in this race. But there's a lot of work still left to do as he's fighting some slower drivers around him to try and have a chance to fight for his top 5 positions.
also, we have a weird remark coming in through the race control saying that some oil may be leaking and spilling across the track. So I don't know, Soda, if you have any information on that, but that seems to be really troubling. I'm surprised that we don't have any yellow flags here soon yet. And
yeah, no, it sounds like we're just gonna race through any problems. So, definitely a very surprising outcome from race control. But we don't make the decisions around here. That's
true.
but a very possibly could cause a shake-up with these current standings in the race.
Yeah, I believe as I'm looking at turn 1 here, there is some.
I wonder where that came from.
I wonder where that came from. Uh-oh. But it seems to be somewhat fine right now, as people are just going through the turn 1 here, unbothered here, just chilling. So yeah.
But it could definitely develop into more of an issue as the race develops. Would be very unfortunate, but as I said, it looks like we're just gonna race through it. No red flags, no safety cars, no yellow flags, none of the sort. But definitely could spice up this race even more.
True. I believe maybe if people haven't thought about pitting yet and they don't quite know what's coming up ahead, as like there is some oil spillage on turn 1. So maybe right now would be maybe a good time for a pitting, possibly, as we can see. Maybe some people are pitting.
Yeah.
I believe, Sinzum is going for a pit stop.
Yeah, no, he'll be trying to avoid any chaos that might happen. But it seems right now the oil is not too bad, not affecting him too much, but he will definitely be trying to avoid any chaos that may cause. But he does have a quite close fight in front of him, actually, for P7, for P6 even. 4 drivers within about 2 seconds, fighting for P6. With Omega Miz leading the 4 with Martin, Shafi, and Dogska. Oh! As Omega Miz makes a big mistake, loses all those positions, allows Zine through as well, actually. He's lost a lot of time there, but Zine will be very happy about that. As we reach these DRS zones, as looks like all 3 of them are too close to each other to actually benefit from the DRS. So no DRS will affect this fight at the moment, but Dogska is very, very barely in this battle. But he has a very good last turn, gains a lot on the 2 of them. That'll definitely help him from getting bumped out of this fight. So it's looking very close to P6 right now. Wow. And Shafi making a mistake at turn 1, bumping Zine. That's not what he'll have wanted through this pit strategy, but he'll have to fight through it. There's nothing he can do about it now.
True. Let me try to maybe. I can't believe I don't have a camera for Dogska, Martinitus, or Sharfy. That's like some people I didn't expect to at least be doing this hot day, but they are absolutely flying away. So as we are looking from on board here or over them, Martinitus and Dogska really fighting for their tandem here. Maybe Dogska is sliding out a little bit. No, he's not. I thought maybe he would be making a move here, getting some DRS activations, but no, he's just staying in tandem, full raw style, and they're going into the wall tap here. Boom, boom, both getting it really well. Wait, Dogska even getting a DRS on Martinitus. That's gonna give him a free overtake, free tandem, really, as they're going into turn 1 here. Boom, going through the oil spills. Dogska seems to be getting a little bit better turn 1 exit here. Martinitus following closely behind. He's still in tandem, but I believe he might have given up the tandem as he's doing some bigger weaves here, but it's really hard to tell. They're still really close behind. Martinitus really in striking distance, and also Zine and Iltis Amor both fighting for B7 spot right now, as they're right now in tandem as well behind them. So we have the B5 fight between Dogska and Martinitus, and behind them is Sinzum and Iltis Amor were also fighting. We can see Iltis getting a little bit of a better exit here, and Sinzum really close behind. There's gonna be no DRS shenanigans going on here, as they're going through turns of 21 and 22 here, because they're just so close to. And also they both seem to be getting as good as line as both, so both seem to be staying intact so far as they are going into the final turn here. Both seem to be getting good wall taps here, as they are now on the starting straight here, going into turn 1. You can see there's some oil spoilage on the turn 1. How is that gonna affect them? It seems like Iltis goes wide, Sinzum goes wide, and New Kiddo goes wide. It seems like this is really affecting the fellas here. I'm gonna hold the camera on turn 1 here a little bit. We can see what's it gonna do to the racers here.
There's a lot of people are going deep now on that slippery surface of the oil.
Yeah. Seems to be really affecting all the drivers here, but Sinzum and Iltis still at it, still in the tandem battle here, as they're going through around 13 here into turn 14, 15, 16, through the FL section here. Oh, and the blip dash also went really wide here on turn 1, lost a lot of time. As we go back into the fight here, we can see Sinzum is running away with it a little bit, but Iltis is just so close behind as well, not letting him go away at all. As you can see, they're just going through the final DRS zone here, somewhat into the last wall tap. Both still in the tandem here, doing beautiful driving. Nobody wanted to go for a bit here, as they both stay in, going in for turn 1 here. How's the turn 1 oil gonna affect them? It seems like they're both taking safe. Sinzum bumping Iltis. This also gives New Kiddo away through Iltis, which puts Nukido in B7. Iltis are more in B8 for now, and Zinzoom chilling in B8. Damn.
Zine adapting to this hazard just really well, just taking Iltis completely off guard, and who took it a little too safe and getting bumped out by Zine, losing a lot of time and the position to Nukido, which we will definitely not be happy about. But Zine finally finding some clean air after his pit stop. That's exactly what he'll want. But soon he will have to do that second pit stop as we are on lap 20. So we'll have a lot of pits coming very, very soon. Possibly a lot more to happen in this race. Wow. Just still looking at this turn one, it's just so many people are struggling so much. Jout managing to get through well, but Lucy Gordy as well. But people are still going really deep. Definitely gonna have a word with whoever who is responsible for this.
Yeah.
This oil spill.
It's gonna cost
get them fired.
Yeah. Millions
get
and
them
millions
here,
getting
man.
the waste here. As you can see, Sander was in Pigalola and Mr. Cactus and Martinitas and Ferrari all getting a big slowdown here. Seems to be they're trying to take it more safely. As we can see, the oil is live spilling here more. Flooding the area. Like, this is a really hazardous zone here. But
just
yeah,
treacherous conditions. I can't believe we're still racing. It's
true. Also,
very
Crumcat and Blipdash in the meantime are both going for their first pit, I believe. So we can see them exit here with Crumb, Blip, and Paper Yoshi. All our top three really close as they are going into the turn one here, going over the oil spillage.
Slowed down a little bit by the oil. Blip gains a little bit through there. That battle for P1 is definitely still on as we go to the second last lap. Whoa. It's actually Paper Yoshi's.
Wait, yeah.
I think I missed something.
Yeah, Paper Yoshi is overtaking Blipdash. What?
I think Blipdash made a big mistake there. I think we missed it, which very unfortunate.
Blipdash probably tried to optimize his time a bit too much and then bonked into the wall, possibly. That must have been what happened.
I think he was just trying to catch that gap to Crumb a little too much and made a mistake while doing so. Falling back down to P3 and Crumb with a 3-second lead from Paper Yoshi now. It's looking like it could be his race to lose here as we go through turns 25 and 26 towards this final lap where he will have to pit once again.
Yeah, they will all be now going for the pit stop here, as you can see, all entering the pit stop.
Very clean entry from Crumb. That's what he'll need to keep this lead.
True. Behind him, Paper Yoshi and Blipdash, who goes a little bit wide here as we inspect the trail that's left behind. We can see he got bumped into Paper Yoshi in the pit stop here. So that's gonna lose him.
He'll lose a lot more time from that. Yeah. His teammate possibly costing him a little bit of time here, but I think they should still be P2 and P3 here, which either way, no matter what happens, will be very, very good for a team of Vanwave with a double podium finish. Very, very impressive.
Yeah, all they now have to do is just finish out this final lap here and bring those points home. There's also something to note here. It seems like Alpig is also expected to get some points home as their
very true, yeah.
First and fourth driver. Picala in fourth, bringing home some good points here. So I'll actually...
That will be a slightly bigger point haul than Vanwave are acquiring. So I'll be very happy with that result here today as well. Our win in fourth place doesn't sound as impressive as a double podium, but a win is so rewarding here in Formula Labs. As Blip actually has DRS on
in the meantime, we can see Krumkat just crossing the finish line here now. And as we have our Jeddah GP Saudi Arabia winner here, Krumkat, as they all get TP'd to the podium here. Grumcat in first, Paper Yoshi in second, Blip in third. You can see Pigala managing to keep on to his P4 here, although there is Insum right behind him. But no, Pigala just holds it good, gets some good lines in and finishes out in P5. In the meantime, Sigma Grindset finishing up in top 5 and 6, Seen in 5th, Dematic in 6th. Also bring home some good points. And can see Mafioso from the Cookie Munchers finishing in 7th. Then we have Sotumni from Armor Crafting all the way in P8. And then we have Tokska in 9th, who's from Icebull Racing. And Oni Kaiser, another fella from Sigma Grindset, in 10th. In 11th, we have Martinitus XD, another Alpic driver. And Sharfy, surprising name to see in top 12. Killerall in 13. And also Nukido in P14. What?
That's a very strong result from him, as it didn't have a championship leading driver Gilo here today. But a P14 result is definitely nothing to be ashamed of. So
Yeah.
that's keeping Cookie Munchers. I don't think it'll keep him in the lead of the team standings, but it's gonna keep
but
them within.
he's actually scoring points for his
consistent.
team, so that's actually good. When thinking about if you had Nukido or not, then having Nukido on the team definitely benefiting them a lot here, as without them they will be losing out on a lot of points. So Nukido really securing the bag here for the team. And also we can see Adams Apple, who started in P34, managing to make his way up to P24. So that's also really good result.
Finishing ahead of that third Cookie Munchers driver. So that's definitely an impressive result from him. But we'll have to definitely check in with what happened to Legendary, as he had they look like really good pace and pretty good qualifying as well, if I do remember. But he's down in P25, which is not what the Cookie Munchers team will be happy with, but they'll have to deal with it, move on, and look towards Miami to try and gain back to Vanwave and Alpig. That's P33 Jolly Red Duck, P34 on a Zoctor.
Oh, hell yeah.
P36 finishing. We have still a few drivers.
Yeah, Asher fishing.
A fight. Oh, wait, never mind. Oh. I thought Doubt and British Boy were side by side across the line, but British Boy is 2 laps behind.
Unfortunate. But yeah, now there is only 3 more drivers who have to cross the finish line. It's Walto, British Boy, and Bacon Pizza. Is it only the top 40 that score points?
Top 40 that score points.
Yeah, so it seems to be that Walto seems to be the last fella here, bringing home points just on the P40 mark here. As
they're a lap behind.
They're a lap behind, but I think it's gonna get finished out as well, as we hear the ching people getting paid. And a lot of TPs happening here as we have our podium celebration. In 11th Sharfy, 11th Martinitus, 10th Oni Kaiser, 9th Tokska, 8th Satumni, Fiosa 7th, Timonatic in 6th, in 5th we have Zinzum, in 4th we have Pigalola, in 3rd we have Blip Dash from OneWave, scoring 90 points. In 2nd we have Paper Yoshi from OneWave as well, big points, 104, so it's gonna be 194 points for OneWave, and Zoomcat from Alpi getting the W, 115 points, bringing back some crazy points for Alpi, so that's gonna be really good for in the team standings. I believe OneWave for sure easily having the P1 in the team construction ship, but we could possibly see a P2 from Alpig now. I believe that's the case. Has to be. As if
yeah. Alpig P2, Vanwave P1 is the standings are now all updated. Cookie Munchers dropping from the lead down to P3. Very, very unfortunate for them, but a 58-point gap is nothing that they can't do. So
True.
they'll be looking ahead to Miami, trying to get Gilo back after whatever was stopping him from racing today, and trying to close that gap to Van Wave and Alpeg.
But yeah, really good damage control here from Nukido. Nukido and who was it?
Nukido Mafiosa.
Nukido Mafiosa,
the-
yes.
The scorers for
Yes.
for Cookie Munchers. Mafiosa also maybe wishing for a better result here today, as he got P2 in Bahrain, but only P7 today, I believe. Yeah, P7. So not quite as good as Bahrain. So he'll be possibly trying to improve his results in the next few races, but definitely a solid enough result for him today.
True.
And it's good enough to keep him in P2 in the championship, but a new championship leader of Paper Yoshi jumping from 3rd to 1st now with 2 podiums out of 2 podiums so far. A Zinzoom. Possibly a more surprising face to see in the top 3 of the championship.
True.
With his Sigma Grindset teammate in P5 as well. With that team in P4. Only 4 points behind the Cookie Munchers. So they'll be very, very happy with their result today, as they got a 5-6 in the race.
Also, are there any
impressive.
people we want to possibly interview? Maybe get Nukido in here, if you can do that.
We could do, yeah. Very quickly. Before we have FC1 starting soon, but we should be okay.
Oh. So if you can see Nukido in VC, you can pull him in.
Will do.
Then you can ask him some questions, maybe.
If it wants to. And here he is. We have
Nukido,
Hello.
the man of the
Nukido.
hour, starting
Hey!
with the P14 ending here.
That's
That's
right.
a really, really solid ending there. Yep.
Thank you so much, Reno, because I just wanted to make you proud, Reno, because I just had the hat on. I just came for the pre-bird guy. You know how it is.
Well, you were a very last-minute signing for the Cookie Munchers team, but you definitely made the difference here today.
Mm.
You want to
I'm very
explain why
happy
you
to do
chose to
so.
join? Well,
It's obvious. It's the best team. It's gonna win Formula Labs, and that's why I joined it. Just had to,
Nice.
be on the best team. That's why. Have a great team advisors, great racers. We'll be the best. I'm sorry, guys. It's the truth.
Well, I hate to say it, but you are currently in 3rd place in the team standing, so
Temporarily, but we'll make a comeback. Mhm.
it's not going to be as easy as it might sound. But you've got Van Wave and Alpig fighting up there with you, and possibly a more surprising team, Sigma Grindset, also with you. Any thoughts about? They had a very strong performance today, and they're only 4 points behind you now. So
Sigma Grindset, very impressive. That being said, personally, I'm more of an alpha, so like it's gonna be fine. We'll beat them.
I
no
mean,
biggie.
we've still got a lot of the season left. 22 whole races left, only 2 down.
That's
so
right. Big
We'll
season
see
ahead.
if you can make that come true and try and help the Cookie Munchers to win that team championship by the end of the season.
I'll do my best. It's a very good team. I had a lot of fun being there.
Oh, that's good. Sometimes that enjoyment can push your results to even better results. So hopefully,
That's right.
hopefully for you guys, you can possibly get a better result over in Miami in 2 weeks' time.
Okay, lock in Miami. All right, 2 weeks to practice. I have no life. I'm literally unemployed. I'm locked in. Easy. I have nothing else to do, literally. So, yep. Sounds good.
Anything you want to ask, Rana? Any other thoughts?
I have a question about the turn 1. We saw some oil getting
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. We have to really write some angry letters of complaints here. That's unacceptable. But But we decided, the race control decided, we're just gonna ignore it and continue with it. So how did that affect your racing here in Yuido?
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I love oil. I'm not American yet, but like oil is great. I'm gonna say it. And personally, the turn, if we're being super serious, was not difficult. Like if you slow it down a lot, like you just slide a little bit. Like listen, because I'm good friends with Renakas, right? Me and Renakas, we keep hitting those thin tracks. We know how to control our boats. Maybe our opponents don't, but we do. And so when I approach the turn and it gets slippery, I don't have to panic because I've been through so much training with my Renakas, the boy, the legend, that it was just way too easy for us. Plus, I want a green card, so I'm not going to complain about the oil. So, what's up?
Oh my.
That's right.
But I think by the sounds of it, you seem to benefit from it. Actually,
I
there's a
did.
lot of
I
people
overtook a few
struggled.
people.
Yeah, a lot of people struggled dealing with this hazard.
That's because we adapt, Soda. We adapt. Those people spent a week training Jetta. You think I care? You think I care? I hop on the track, drive the road, overtake people, overtake the nerds, see the oil, sleep on the oil, get to the finish line. We don't care. We adapt, we approach, and we come victorious to the finish line. We're not going to stop. Cookie Munchers, we will win the boat laps tournament.
Very, very enthusiastic about the future of the Cookie Munchers.
Of course. I mean, it's my team, man. It's my team.
Of course. It's great. Great to have the enthusiasm.
Thank you. I mean, the race was really nice for me. I locked in. I was in that zone, and it was just really fun to race. I really enjoyed Jetta. Great race.
Great. So, anything else you'd like to say, Nukado, before we
subscribe to Renakas?
Oh,
I agree.
hell yeah.
That's right. That's right. Renakas, my man.
Wise words.
Oh,
I'm gonna
subscribe
go
to
Hansen next
Yukido. He's dropping some Podium shorts daily or something. I think are you really daily doing shorts now?
Yes.
Oh my, yeah.
I'm about to upload one right now, like mid-stream. It's gonna be funny.
Oh, you guys heard it first. New short dropping real soon.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
All right, I gotta skedaddle, guys. Thank you so much for the interview. Thanks so much for the race as well.
Yeah, thank you. We thank you. And see you
Bye-bye.
next time. Bye-bye.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. All right, that was Nukado. Very, very enthusiastic about his performance in Jeddah, and it's great to hear. It's very, very great to hear the people are enjoying this. People and benefiting from these possibly hazardous conditions that we've had in the first two races. But we'll look into that definitely. That's very strange. But I think we'll be finishing off for Jeddah.
True.
I think that's it.
I think it's time to wrap things up and fish the next league FC1 who's starting now up after us. So good luck with their events. And yeah.
Of course.
What? Thank you everybody for tuning in.
Oh,
And
no. No mic for Reno anymore.
I guess I can just use this one. It's so good.
We'll share.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you everybody. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks on Miami. So be sure to look in. Also, it might be two-weight streaming it. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, just so you guys know. And bye-bye.
Goodbye.